Welcome to the instructional video for the 2022 Chausson 630 Titanium Premium Edition. So we'll walk around the outside first, then we'll move on to the inside of the vehicle. So first of all, we've got the new black alloy wheels from Ford fitted to them. We've got the wing mirrors, which are electrically operated but manually fold in. The doors work off central locking, so with the Ford you get two sets of keys, so two main keys and then two separate locker keys, so that's pretty standard. Just behind the driver's door we've got the gas locker compartment, so you'll get one bottle in there. Comes with from new with the pigtail and your regulator just mounted just up on the side there, and the doors just close and then latch in and then lock just by turning the key just like so. Habitation door works off central locking. Again, you can do it manually by using your key, but then it will open, locks in and retains in the place there, and then you've got the fly screen that is the full height of the door just there. Fridge vents just there, awning light just above it, and now they're fitted with the accessory pack, which now comes with the black anthracite awning and a solar panel. Behind that we have plug-in point for your external barbecue. You'll need a little adapter for this. Underneath we have the wastewater pipe handle, so you see the handle there, it just drains from underneath the bottom of the tank, so you just pull that lever to empty and push it in to close it. Behind that we've got, as it marks on WC, is your toilet cassette. Lift up handle, slide it out, press the little orange circle to let any of the vacuum and take off the cap to empty it, turning upside down. When you're cleaning it out, they tell you to shake it sort of while it's level rather than up and down, so that you don't damage any floats. Once it's empty and cleaned out, slide it back in place and make sure that it just goes over the little lip there, and then push it back in, and again using the key lock up that compartment. Behind we have the access to the garage, and again you'll see that there is a retaining point for it to sit into. Push it just into the location just like that. In here we'll see that we've got makeup cushions, external screens, carpets, mains cable, fire extinguishers, tyre inflation kits and towing eyes, main pack, and we have a light that turns on and off there once the power's turned on inside. We'll also see that there are tie-down straps and 12 volt and mains plugs just there. You also got heating in this area, so the heating comes out of the vents just there, and we do have a sliding door compartment that allows you to gain access from inside to the garage area should you wish to do that. On the back of the vehicle we've got the pre-mounts for bike racks and reverse camera above the brake light, or underneath the brake light, just mounted to the top of the vehicle. Onto the passenger side we've got the large locker area, so we use again the circular key, pop it in, turn it, do the same on the top one, pop it into location and just turn it. That will allow you then to open, and to open it you'll just then first lock and then do it again and again, and that will then access the area for the larger compartment. We do have a couple of turnbuckles which you can release to do the storage shelves if you should want to do that in that area as well. And when you're then closing it, you close it, press it in, and then lock it with your key. In front of that we've got the locker hatch here, the Techno locker. You'll see there's a little label on where you fill up your water and where your fresh water drains underneath. So we've got the little point here, so take off the cap, that's where you will put your hose pipe into, and we'll fill up the tank to either the 20 litre travelling capacity or the main 120 litre or 100 litre tank should you want to do that. So you can change it by moving the levers, which is just located just down there should you want to have it at a lower level. The fresh water is found underneath the vehicle here, and you'll see that there is a little white valve. Now if you turn that wheel, it will empty your fresh water, and if you turn it the opposite way, it will then allow you to fill up the fresh water. So that is the valve that we are now fitting to all the 22 models with the Chausson range. To gain access, press the buttons in, pull the flap down, open it up, and we have the main breaker and fuse boxes in this panel. So test button is this left hand side one, and that will flick the individual RCD breaker if you don't think you've got power there, and then you've got your fuses just there. We do have a little diagram to tell you and help you just in there, or you can refer to the handbook, which will also give you guidance on the electrical system. In front of that, we've got the mains plug-in point, just like that. We've got the boiler vent, so you need to remove that cover when you're using the hot water on gas. On electric it's fine, but you need to remove that when you're using it on gas. And forward of that, we have got the external shower point, which is supplied. Just a cold external shower, but that's what that is there. Into the cab area, we've got both the top bit, diesel, and the bottom bit, the AdBlue, which are just accessible just behind the two covers there. The battery, leisure battery, is located under this seat. Engine battery is located underneath your driver's seats. On the windows themselves, they come with fly screens, come with blinds, and they are also fitted to the front area, and you'll see that they are shaped around the mirror unit just there, and they will magnetise in the middle. When you're pulling them back, just gently do it, clip it in place, and that will allow that to go away for your travel. Bonnet wise, the key goes in the bonnet just there. You've got to turn it left, and then you've got to turn it right, which will allow the bonnet to open. Underneath the bonnet, we've got a screen wash, oil, dipstick, positive point, and then your negative point can be just found just down there where my finger is. So that's your accessibility to underneath the bonnet. Remember when you close it to remove the keys from the holder, otherwise you'll be wandering around looking where the keys have gone. Okay, so that's the outside of the vehicle done. Let's move on to the inside and go through the controls just in here. The door can be manually closed just by pressing the button in and pulling it open just like so, and we have a blind integrated into the actual door just located there. So the main control panels, very similar to what you might have seen on Chaussons before. So the top left hand button, which lights up, let's turn that one off first. Green is your main power button to the vehicle. You'll also see when you're plugged into mains, it'll illuminate just on here as well to tell you that we are plugged into mains. The next button is your lights. So them two buttons need to be on when you're wanting to use the 12 volt power in the vehicle. It will also need to be on when you want to use the water pump and flush the toilet. Now the light switches are turned off in several different locations. So there's two switches just underneath the control panel there. There's the main switch just located there. We have the little push button switches just in there. On the front area, we have the two little switches just here. And then one that is often missed in the bathroom area, we have one just underneath there that does the shower and bathroom area. Going back to the control panel, we've got our water pump button. So press that button there and that will do the water coming out. Next one along is the awning light. So that's your exterior light just there. Underneath, at the bottom left hand side, we've got your power in your leisure battery, power in your engine battery, water level in the fresh water tank, and the dim option or brighten option to dim or brighten up your control panel. So that is your main Chausson control panel. When the engine's running, you'll also see that this light will illuminate to say that there's power going from the vehicle battery to the leisure battery as well. So you'll see that illuminate green. Next to that is the new control panel for the diesel heating system. So you press the button on and it will illuminate and light up white like that. When it goes green, that is when the unit kicks in. So green is on and white is off. What you will see is just as it's doing now, when it kicks up, it will flicker, and that just is the 12 volt power kicking in and the pump kicking in for it. What you need to do then is press the button to navigate through the options. So say in this one, you will press it till it goes on the temperature, choose the desired temperature you want, and then press it again. Press the unit again and it will go up to the fan speed, so we can go on low, medium or high. So set that to the desired one. And then if you press it again, you will have an option of having a timer sequence or a continual sequence. If you want to come out of them options, you press the button again and it will go then to the option of heating timer. So again, we can set it to do it on a certain time if we want to do that. We can then do a ventilation option. We can then go into the settings to change the properties on the settings. In your settings, you've got different options. So altitude options, quick start options, workday options, time options to set the time, unit options, brightness options, screen timeout so you can set the timeout, day-night options, and system information. Scrolling again, you've got an error code, so if it comes up with an error, you can find out what the error is, and then you've got a reset option if you want to do that. To go back at any time, just press that button and it will take you back to the main unit. And to turn it off, you press the button and it will go white. And then after the timeout sequence is up, the unit will just go dormant. So that is your new heater settings for the new Webasto heating system. The water settings for the water heater can be found in the kitchen cupboard, just up here. Now this is the same, it's just move locations. You'll see there's two buttons. One says EL and one just says the boiler. The EL is the electric option and it's a three-way option. So each of these little buttons have three up. So you can click it up, you can click it down, which is off, and then down again. So you've got sort of 1 kilowatt, off, 2 kilowatt. On your gas side of it, you've got 50 degrees and you've got 70 degrees. The middle position being off. So when you're not using it, leave it in the middle position. So they are your water controls for the hot water heating for the truma system. That can be found underneath the seat here. So if you need to find it and you need to find where your drain points are, you'll need to move both of these cushions out of the way, and it is located underneath this panel here. Now, the other thing you'll need to do is when you come to drain it, you'll see that right at the bottom there's a little yellow toggle valve. When it's in the down position, it is in the usable position and will allow you to fill up the boiler with water, which is that unit just behind. When you want to drain it, you just simply need to lift it up. By lifting it up, you simply just flip that up and that will drain it. Turn it down, it will then maintain the water in the boiler again. Also in here you have your pump and your filter and your charger unit. Yeah. So that's located underneath that seat there. You may have also seen when I've lifted that up that we have the travelling seats. So these are located just underneath here. So what you'll need to do is press that little lever and that will lift up the seat and allow your passengers to travel on both sides. So there's one of them on either side of the seats and I will show you how they are set up just now. And there we have your travelling seats set up on both sides of the van. So you use the backs, which are the thinner cushions, as the backrest, and then the base cushions, you'll see that they're angled. So the two cushions that are angled, that's what formulates the actual bottom of the seat for either of the cushions that you're going to use. On this side, you'll see that there's two little holes here. That's where the headrest goes for this side one here, and I'll just show you it in place. And that just goes in place just like so. They are Isofix, so you have the Isofix options as standard on these as well. Behind the driver's side we have a little storage compartment as well that's accessible. So just lift up the little flap and that is where you can store items underneath that. But flat down they just go like that. On this side, if you're not using it for travelling, then you can close that area off and utilise that middle section as some additional storage for you as well. And then we're back together as the seating area. Now you'll notice that each of the seats are angled. so you'll know which way to go, and the same with the backrests are angled there, same on both sides, so you can't mix them up. You'll also see that there's additional socket just in the living area, which has been added for you this time. We've got little push drawer here, so it is soft close, let it close, but make sure you press that in before you're travelling. Same with here, we've got a little storage area on the 630. And then these are little lipped ones for when you drop the beds down, or for storage when you're travelling. We've got the additional storage unit, so literally comes out, and then that will give you the additional chopping area or a working area in the kitchen. So like that to go back down. We are still on the XXX cooker, so 2 gas and 1 electric. Oven and grill, pretty straightforward on those, they're pretty self-explanatory. Little igniter on there. Underneath we've got a USB point and a mains point, cutlery drawer. Underneath that then we've got a storage area, grill pans there, and the new bin holder. Underneath here as well we have another drawer for your utensils, and underneath the fridge we've got some of your isolation valves for your gas side of it. Again, just a little sticker on the side of it to tell you where that is. Just make sure before you're travelling off that you do press all the buttons in, so it stops things from sliding around. And we've got your new mixer tap, which just has the hot and cold just on here, so you can tell which way to turn it. We've got fly screens and blinds, and they're the same on all the windows noted around the vehicle. We've got a big fly screen and blind on the picture window at the front as well, and then to open that you just need to make sure that you press the buttons in and then open all the little handles. Please don't travel with this open, and make sure you press the red buttons in, but just click it up and then that will open and stay open all the way up, and then down will allow the unit to come back down. And again, just make sure that you're clicking everything in place securely before you're setting off on your travels, pressing the buttons in on these, pressing the button in on them. You'll see that there is a fly screen and there is a blind. Above here you'll see where the key goes for the beds. You've got to have this in place for the beds to work. If the key's not in place, the table or the bed will not operate. And you have another couple of USB charging points and some storage in the cab area just there. The cab itself has got the accent unit. I'll send you a separate video on that. Nav isn't standard, so if you want the nav you need to speak to your salesman about the card option. Automatic gearbox, electric windows, locking options, mirror options, light options, and then we've got the integrated multi-steering wheel functions just on there as well. Comes with your phone holder, drinks pockets are plentiful, and we've got your air con, which is just located just in the middle there. The seats to turn around on the Fords, you'll need to just utilise this little bar here. That would allow you then to just spin the seat around, and then you'll have to lift that forward and backwards to allow you then to pass through the cab door and the handbrake on that side. But that will allow you to turn the seats around nicely. Just there, and the same I will apply on the driver's seat to make that lounge area nice and comfortable, just like so. The table itself has an extender bar and will open up. It will also spin on its axis as well, 360 degrees. To drop it down as well, you'll need to press the little table button, and you press and hold that, and that will drop the table down if you want to formulate it as the bed, or you just want to simply have it as a lower coffee table style. Once you've done that, if you want to do the beds, do it individually, so just press the button and then the beds will come down individually. They are set for the height of the ladder, so if you want it in a high position, you'll use it as the height of the ladder, or you can come all the way down to the bottom. And then the other side is just there. Just press and hold it, and that will bring the bed down. Obviously, if there's anything underneath on this little shelf, make sure that you just move it away. But that is your bed in the lower position. We've got the new mattresses for this year. We've got the little nets if you are putting grandchildren up there, and they just go into little eyelets dotted around the roof area on the vehicle. Putting it back up, just press the button back up again. Again, we do say you can leave duvets on. If your pillows are really big, we tell you to just utilise that front storage area. But if they're not too big, again, depending on how much height you need underneath, will depend on whether you need to put them all the way up or just drop down a little bit. In the winter, we do tell you, if you aren't using the vehicle, to just drop them off the roof to allow the vehicle to ventilate. There's no scientific sort of position of how far it goes down. Just give it enough room to breathe. So probably in that position there will allow the movement of air in the vehicle, just so you don't build up anything, and it allows your materials to breathe through the winter periods. Into the cupboard area above here, this is where you'll find the 12-volt socket and the solar panel charger. That just is located there. TV bracket is located there, and there are another couple of sockets just up there. Fridge. Turn the fridge on, you press and hold that button, and then it will illuminate up. It is an automatic fridge, so you can see there it will automatically search the strongest signal. Means if you're plugged into mains, when the engine's running and you're not plugged in, it will pick up off the alternator, which is the battery element. So, which will be that option, but that only works when the engine's running. And then we've got gas when we are not running the engine and not hooked into mains. But simply, if you want to just choose the automatic, that is the automatic option. The button here will allow you to have it warmer or cooler, and then we have a little blower around the freezer compartment to stop that from sticking. Underneath each of here, you'll see that there's a little item that comes out. It'll just stick onto the little lever just in there to ventilate it through winter, just like so. Inside, you'll see that it'll illuminate just underneath there, so you can tell when the unit is on. And to turn it off, just press and hold it, and you will see that that little LED light will go off just on that unit there. Into the bathroom area, if the toilet is ever full, we've only put fresh water in this, it will illuminate with the light there. Simply empty it as we've done, open the valve, and then close it again, and that light will go off. The flush button is the little blue button. And remember, you have a slide, so you just slide it to open the valve and slide it back to close it. You'll need to have this closed when you're wanting to remove the toilet cassette out of there as well. Behind that, we've got a little drawer area, storage unit, storage just in there, and we've got the storage behind the sliding mirror just there, and an opening frosted window if you want to do that there. Again, tap. We always leave it in the up position when we're emptying it, so it's good to get in that habit of doing that, more so in the winter months. But we have got storage underneath there as well. I mentioned earlier in the video about the sliding door, so again, there you go. We've got accessibility into the garage area. To the side of that, we've got your shower head, roof lights, towel rail holders. One thing to remember on the roof lights, you've got little locking sign here, so if it's to the front it is open, if it's to the back it is lockable. Once it's locked it will not open. To open it up you just simply wind that button and that will lift it up, close it, and that will close it down, and to lock it in place you just slide that unit back. To the rear we've got the opening doors, where you'll also find here plenty of little storage ideas. We've got the carpet for the front, duckboard for shower area, drawers which just slide out. The cushions are just in here at the moment, and again we've got some more nets for that area. These are just loose sort of wires, so you can use them to hold things in place, and the turnbuckles just secure them in place when you're travelling on this side, stop things moving around. But good storage area. You've got a big hanging rail just there at the back, and a little push button to just push in place as and when you want to do it. The door between the bathroom area just needs you to undo that and then gently slide it across. That will screen off that area from the front. Always put that back in place just here when travelling, and do the same with the little doors, holding the doors for the shower areas there. The roof light above has a blind and a fly screen and an opening handle just there to open it up. When leaving the vehicle for any length of time, if you're at home and you've got it plugged in, we always recommend that you just leave that light on, because that will allow you then the battery to charge. Just there. But when you want to power it down completely, just press and hold that. That'll turn off all the power and you will be able to leave the vehicle then safely. So that concludes our instructional video for the Chausson 630 Titanium Premium Edition. Hope you find the vehicle instructional video useful. We'll look forward to your comments. And more importantly, we'll look forward to you enjoying your new motorhome. Thank you.